throws for the end zone. Touchdown, Parker. Liftoff by Xavien Howard. Take up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown!
That's hard work.
What is good, Finn Nation? What's good? It feels like it's been a minute, but your boy is back in it. And tonight I got a good one for you. We're going to go over my mock draft version 1.0. Basically, what that means is I'm doing no trades. Every pick, 1 to 32, is hand selected by me. No mock draft simulator. Not going down like that tonight. I'll have an explanation for each pick. And then probably the week of the draft. Yeah, probably the week of the draft, either that or the week before, but probably the week of the draft. I'm going to have my mock version 2.0. And what that's going to be is all 64 picks, hand selected by me with explanations on each and every one. And there will be trades involved in that. Tonight, there are no trades involved. All right. So you will not be seeing any trades going down at all tonight. So just keep that in mind. That's why I said that on the little thumbnail there. No trades tonight. So it's all just how the board falls. And there was a lot of selections where I was torn between taking this guy or taking that guy. So there will be picks switched up in mock draft 2.0. So yeah. So y'all already know what time it is. And then we're gonna go over a few little news and notes. But yo, this is what's going down this week. All right. Tomorrow night, I will be dropping my running back big board. Okay? Your boy, I just got handed the vault of all 22. Like, I can't even stress enough. My homie Sorty and my homie Clump, they've seen what I have access to now. Boys, I have access on teams you wouldn't even think they have all 22 out on right now. So I can't wait. So yeah, no more having to scramble on some teams and use some broadcast footage. I got all 22 on every major program now and even small programs. So it's freaking drool city over here, man. I've just been the last 4 days Homer Simpson style. So just been diving into that stuff. But yeah, I'll be dropping my running back big board tomorrow night. Next week, I'll be doing my center big board. So centers will be coming. And then I still haven't decided what the last one is going to be. I don't know whether it's going to be tackle. I know we have depth issues at safety. I'm thinking it might be tackle. We'll see how it goes. It's either going to be tackle or probably something like that, like safety. But I'm leaning towards tackle. But my center big board will be coming next week. And just an already heads up, because I've laid out my big board, there ain't going to be no honorable mentions because that's as thin of a position as there is in this draft. So, yeah. So, running back this week, center next week, and then the week after, we're either doing tackles or safeties or something like that. I'm not going to do defensive tackle because I think we're pretty much shored up now in the front. So, corner's a possibility because I have a gut feeling they're going to take a corner. So, I mean, y'all can let me know in the comments what you want to see: tackle, you want to see corner, or you want to see safety. I usually only do 5, right? So, because I do think we're taking a tackle in this draft. If you go look at the prospects we've already interviewed a few tackles. If you look at the move they made for Isaiah Wilson, clearly they wanted to add a tackle to that room. So I do think a tackle is a real possibility here. So, yeah, I'll probably put up a poll on the Patreon and the community. And if you go into the community tab, what guys do you want to see as the 5th big board? Offensive tackle, safety, or corner? So I'll let y'all pick what you want to see. So because tackle is going to be me gushing about Penei Sewell for the first 10 minutes. So, but yeah, tackle is a good one. If people want to see tackle, this class is so deep. So, and I think they're going to take a tackle. So, it just goes back to what I've been saying. You take a tackle, specifically a right guy. you can kick Hunt into guard. Kinley goes to his natural position left guard, and Flowers rides the pine until he's either released, traded, or whatever the case may be. The guy is absolutely robbing us for money without a mask and gloves. And then, okay, so back to this week. So tomorrow, running back big board, probably come on around the same time, either 8 or 8:30. And then, sorry, I got an itch in the throat. And then Thursday, the homie Neil Driscoll will be coming on. I'll be recording the finish line with Ballgame and Richmond Webb once I'm done that. So this show will probably start around 9 o'clock. Me and Neil Driscoll are going to do a dueling mock draft. All right. So what that means is we've decided he's going to take the odds. I'm going to take the even. So that means I'll be picking for the Dolphins. And we're going to do a dueling back and forth, pick by pick mock draft. No mock simulator at all used, but I'll be bringing up the names for you guys probably through banners and such. But that is what the deal is going to be for Thursday. And then Friday, I'll be back. I'll cover the news, some news of the week, and I'll basically have an open show for all you guys to come on, talk your mock drafts, whatever you want to talk about. So this week is going to be jam-packed. So you got me up until Friday night, guys. It's going to be legit. This is going to be a busy week. So y'all already know what time it is, right? All right. So let's keep it rolling here. Because before we get into the mock draft, I got some things I want to cover. So y'all already know what time it is. Your boy doesn't stop. It is a full week. Yep, you damn right, Barry Bailey. That's why I took those couple days off, because I knew what this week is going to be, and we're getting right into the thickest draft season, baby. And you all know it's my specialty. You'll also be able to see me. I'll be on Dougly Do Wrong sometime next week. I think we're recording the Sunday coming up, and I'll be helping him with his interior big board. So you can catch me on Dougly Do Wrong next week as well, I believe. So yeah, draft season's here, baby. Y'all already know what time it is. So all right, let's get into some of the news, because I'm going to, after I get through all the stuff, my news, my mock draft and such, I'll open it up for about an hour or so for you guys to come on. You can discuss either my mock draft, what you liked, what you didn't like, because I'm sure there's some of you just can't please. So I'll give you guys a chance to come on and we can talk about everything today. So, all right, let's keep it rolling here. All right, I got a couple things I want to go over with you guys. A couple draft tidbits. Matt Miller put out an interesting stuff. Shout out to the homie Miami Alejandro on Twitter. He subscribed to Matt Miller, so he shot me over a screenshot of what Matt Miller said today in his scouting notes regarding Miami. So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about Adam Caplan. He was on a pod and he talked about Jamar Chase. We'll talk about that. There is an interesting article up on NFL.com right now. We'll talk about that. I also want to show something that Jeremy Fowler tweeted out today. We'll talk about that. And then Spotrac had a little bit of an interesting post on Twitter. We'll talk about that, and then we'll get into the mock draft. But until then, y'all already know what time it is. If you are new here, guys, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If you'd like to donate to the channel, paypal.me/Finside, and you can donate. And of course, you can become a Finside the NFL Patreon, patreon.com/Finside the NFL. And if you look below me right now, you will either see, you can go in the description, and there is literally a direct link if you want to join the channel. If you see all these people that have their badges next to the name and using these crazy emojis, you can join. There's 3 different levels to join and become a Finside the NFL channel member. So you can go and you can join that. Or you can go right on over to the Patreon link that you see below, which is also in the description. And you can become a Finside the NFL Patreon. There's perks, basically. Unless you're one of the old school guys, one of my day ones, someone who's always here and who I value, that's the best way to become a mod, because I'm just not handing out wrenches anymore. So, you don't get a mod with the YouTube membership. All right. So I want people to realize that you do not get a mod with YouTube membership. You get a mod with the Patreon. Okay. So I just wanted to give a shout out to all the Patreons and the members before we get into it here, guys, because y'all are the people that help this channel continue to grow, to continue to keep moving, because all the graphics, everything you see, for me to get this all 22 Vault I'm telling y'all about, that costs money. That ain't free. All right. So, and especially when everything costs money in American, and your boy be dealing with Canadian dollar, and the conversion rate is absolutely bending me over right now. So, y'all help fund the process. Y'all help fund the channel, and y'all keep it going, because eventually, like I told you, especially once this pandemic clears up, we're going to get to a point where, guys, I'm going to have boots on the ground. Y'all already know what time it is. So shout out to Rhino Sith, Fake Spike 94, the Patreons, K All Day, Ramon Casillas, Seth Slim Pickens, Ricketic, Big Time, Red Dino, Marino's Goat, your boy Trev, Josh, Jazz 803, Martin, Zo Vegas 75, Cap for Life, the Arkham Elf, Irving, Drew Boo, the show, Jawar Thompson, Jeff Jackson, Mighty Dolphin, Ben Glassford, Andre Villarreal, Cody, Todd Labruto, the enigmatic one, J Love T, Chalk Vanilla Straw, Georgie Boy 23, Don Wayne, Florida born, Kentucky grown, Michael Rodriguez, Dennis Klassen, Sharif, the Lion in the grass, Sharif. Shout out to Soto, man. Loved interacting and love your mock drafts on Twitter, bro. And Philip Leduc. Shout out to each and every one of my Patrons for showing love, believing in me enough to invest in this channel. And then shout out to the members who do the same thing. They invest in this. They show nothing but love. Damian Deese, your boy Trev, MF Fins 1, Ricketic, Greg A, Irving, K All Day, Seth, Drew, Boo, Rhino Sit, Twizzle, Law 10442, Derek, Timothy, Yawa, Bruce One, Foxen Around. I hope you're enjoying Miami right now, Foxen. Michael Vowell, Timothy, Don Wayne, Nico, Mighty Dolphin, Sweden, Fake Spike 94, Jazz 803, Luke Sparkman, D Ray 91, Tilly, Flips, Crizuto, Marcus 84 Franks, Ty Rhodes, Florida born, Kentucky grown, SC 42, Corn 72, Johnny Lucifa, Trap RNG Media, Michael Myers, Tony Asawa, Brad, Cody Patron, The Show, Chef Chew, Jonesy Fins Nation, Kevin Williams, El Reezy, Rhonda, Philip Leduc, Zachary Harris, Dennis Klassen, Powerhouse, Cap for Life, Daniel Gallegos, Ramon Casillas, Fred Rivera, Thunder, Cleus, Jeremy Clump, the homie, Justo, Milton A. Bird, and William Bilasicki. Sorry if I butchered your last name there, William. All right, guys. So, with all that said, also, you already know what time it is. I'm going to have some little flyware for the draft, and that is courtesy of patchvibes.com. Of course, you can use code FINSIDE right now on patchvibes.com, and that'll save you 20% off of your order, your whole order, your entire order. And they've got some new teas out. So show patchvibes.com some love, because hey, they are not only, they are not only a dolphin based brand, but it's not one of the big guys. Support the little guys. So patchvibes.com, use code FINSIDE to save 20% off of your order. All right, let's get into this. With all of that say, oh, okay. Milton wants to be called Birdman. All right, Birdman, I'll call you. All right, Birdman out here. I'll put some respect on that name. All right, so let's hop in to some of the news we got going on here. Just a couple of things that I definitely want to go over before we get into the mock draft. So give me 1 second here. All right, let's start off with this. Let's start off with what Adam Caplan said. And we'll go from there. All right, guys. So Adam Caplan, he was on a podcast, I believe, I want to say last Friday. with Scott Farrell. It was called Farrell Coast to Coast. So we'll play that, and we'll talk about it. So let's let the clip roll.
Ja'Marr Chase ends up with the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, to me, they absolutely need an upgrade at wide receiver. We know they've got Preston Williams, who had an ACL injury a couple years ago. He's really not a starting receiver. To me, they need one more star receiver, and Ja'Marr Chase here is an absolute no-brainer. The best player by far at his position. He's an absolute superstar in the making. This would be a great pick for them, and they would take 20 seconds to turn that card in if Ja'Marr Chase is available at number 6. And right now, for our sake of this mock draft, he is.
So Caplan's convinced that they want Ja'Marr Chase. I'm not. I think it's Kyle Pitts or Devontae Smith at that pick. I get where he's coming from. I kind of get where he's coming from because I don't believe he's far and away the best receiver in this class. I mean, it's kind of a little bit of a recency bias. I mean, if he was the best receiver in this class, why didn't he come back this year, ball out, and increase his stock and make it no doubt about it? So Caplan thinks it'll take 20 seconds for us to run that card up. And, I go, why would you take Ja'Marr Chase over Kyle Pitts? If you're going with a pass catcher, if you're locked in on a pass catcher, why would you take Ja'Marr Chase over him? I don't see that. So, I just wanted to show y'all that's what Adam Caplan said. Adam Caplan, you got to also remember, right, when he put out that report about the Eagles making an offer for Watson, what did he also say in that same article? He said that we didn't want to trade back too far because we were in love with the Alabama receivers. So now he's kind of changing his tune a little bit here. He's going a little bit Armando Salguero on us. So, that's one thing I like about Ben Albright. If anyone saw Ben Albright put out a little bit of a first 8 pick mock, and he still has us locked in on Devontae Smith. So, we need separators, natural separators here. Guys, Ja'Marr Chase, it's fine and dandy. He ran a 4.38 on his pro day. He doesn't run 4.38 on tape. If anyone's watched him, yes, he has burst after he makes the catch, but he ain't running no 4.38 on tape. He's a mid 4.4 guy at best on tape. So, I don't know, like a 4.45 guy here. So, I just don't. Shout out to Cody Graham for becoming a new member. Appreciate you, homie. Love the pick too. I just don't see them taking him over Pitts because Pitts matches the athletic profile you want for a dominant guy taking that high as a receiver. So I don't know. I don't see that. Yeah. So Michael Pulisic says, game speed is different. Oh yeah, 110%. So again, would I be fine with Chase? Sure, I've come around to it, but I don't think he's going to be better than Waddle or Devontae Smith at the next level. I said it. Or Pitts. Said it. Stand by it. Live with it. So hey, it is what it is, though. If they take him, they take him. What can I do? I'm not in the war room. All right. So it is what it is. I'll have to deal with it. Right. So, all right. Especially, even now that he measured just over 6 feet for his game, for Ja'Marr Chase's game, when you encapsulate all the good things he does, you want that guy to be 6'2", 6'3". I don't want him to be like Rashad Bateman looks legit 4.39 on tape. When you watch him, especially when he runs slants, he looks that fast. Ja'Marr Chase don't. And that's what worries me. I don't know, man. I think people are buying into that way too much. I don't know. I got a feeling, and maybe it's my bias with how I've looked at him or whatever, but I just feel like he's that wool being pulled over everyone's eyes right now. I just don't see, I don't know. I don't see the hands down best receiver in this class everyone's making him out to be. I just don't. I don't. So, do I think he's good? Yeah, I got a first-round grade on him. He's my wide receiver 4. Like I've said, if I could get him at 18 all day, let's go. Do I want to take him with number 6? He's not a very good route runner. Not only is he not a good separator, shout out to Ryan Bathgate. Appreciate you, homie, for becoming a member. Not only is he not a good separator, he's not a good route runner. Kyle Pitts is a better route runner. Devontae Smith's a better route runner. Jaylen Waddle gives you legit 4.27 speed that you see on tape, and he's a better route runner. And you can use him on special teams. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll see how it goes, man. All right, let's keep it rolling though. I want to talk about this little article that came out on NFL.com. Because it was basically the whole gist of it was players that they're not ready to give up on yet. And Tua Tagovailoa was on that list. So let me just bring this up. Okay. So all right, let's bring this up. All right, so here's what was on NFL.com today, if no one saw it. So this is, we'll read through this here. It's by Adam Sheen, who's a columnist for NFL.com. And I can't wait for the video that I don't give a crap about to play in my ears any second now. So you go down Matt Ryan, obviously number 1, Derwin James number 2. Why would you give up on Derwin James? And then number 3 is Tua Tagovailoa. So he starts off here and he says, some people are nuts. You cannot bail on Tua after one season. Yes, I would have drafted Justin Herbert over Tua. I mean, hindsight it's easy to say that now, isn't it, Adam? That's a sentiment I expressed throughout last year's pre-draft process. And Herbert obviously proved his worth by taking home Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. He's a star. But I liked Tua then, and I remain a fan now. Tua made national headlines earlier this year when he told me that his rookie campaign was below average. I can appreciate someone who's his own toughest critic, but Tagovailoa was wrong there. His first year in the NFL was normal. There are moments of excellence and spells of ineptitude. And here's the thing, guys. It wasn't normal. Like, he had a better rookie season than Josh Allen and Sam Darnold. You know, he had a better rookie season than Stidham. You know, other than Tom Brady, you look at the quarterbacks that have come through the AFC East over the last 10, 15 years, he had a better rookie year than all of them. Anyways, there were moments of excellence and spells of ineptitude. He looked advanced beyond his years in certain circumstances and completely overwhelmed in others. It was typical, but overall he flashed a strong and accurate arm, savvy, leadership, and athleticism. He went 6-3 as a starter, operating with a surrounding offensive cast that certainly left something to be desired. And that's why I'm thrilled to see what the number 5 overall pick looks like in year 2. In addition to recovering from a serious hip injury last offseason, Tagovailoa's rookie campaign was significantly limited by the COVID-19 pandemic, abbreviating all team activities. Now he gets a full offseason of preparation. Now he gets free agent signing Will Fuller blowing the top off defenses. And we haven't even gotten to the draft where Miami can plug numerous holes with 4 top 50 picks. Another pass catcher? Sure. A hulking pass protector? Why not? Fresh legs in the backfield? Miami can get it all at the end of this month. I absolutely believe Tua will be a very good starting quarterback for Brian Flores, someone who can lead Miami to the playoffs this year. High praise from Adam Sheen for the homie Tua Tagovailoa. Absolutely high praise. And he's absolutely right. You know, he's basically saying everything I've been trying to tell people right now that are so quick to jump off. Like, here's the thing, man. Guys, on a daily basis, I have to teach my almost 3-year-old daughter patience, to practice patience, what patience is. And it's absolutely sad to me that I got to teach 30, 20, 40, 50-year-old Dolphin fans what patience is and how to practice it. And then I get, oh, well, I've been patient for the last 20 years. Okay, so if you've been patient for 20 years, what's another year? If it gets things right and makes this team a contender. See, that's my problem here. Too many people looking at short-term gain. They don't have a long-term outlook. I mean, let's call it space big. They're narrow-minded, right? So, I mean, the fact that I got to teach people 20, 30, 40, 50 years old, the same thing I got to teach my almost 3-year-old kid. That's sad. That is really sad. Y'all wonder why I get frustrated and why I question some of these people's aptitude out here. Okay? Like, let's be honest with ourselves. You know what I mean? So, hey, I said people don't have to be disrespectful. They can be kind to Joy Taylor. But at the same token, if you go back and read, I told you Joy Taylor how she was wrong. I just politely did it because she's a dime piece. So but I still laid out, this is where you're wrong. This is why you're wrong. All right? Like, it's, you know what? It's, some days I love this fan base. Some days I'm embarrassed by this fan base. And it's always a select few. And the worst thing is, those people who don't know how to practice patience think they know what they're talking about. Nothing worse than an idiot who thinks he knows what he's talking about. Or that he's smart. Nothing worse. I've learned that since I've started doing this. That's for sure. Jeez. 314 in the room. Go hit the like button. Shout out to Highly Bred, man. How you doing, homie? Go follow him on Twitter. One of the better follows out there. And Rhino nailed it. And shout out to Highly Bred because he absolutely dragged Pedro Rhino. I don't know if you saw it. I told him, I told MVP Kev what that guy was all about, and they dragged him. So, you know, people out here want to take a quarterback at number 6. Are you crazy? Like, are you crazy? Just shut up, sit down on your couch, and watch the professionals do it. And I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about the Dolphins. But I guess you could lump me in that because I'm starting to learn more and more that there's more and more fans I know more than. You start combining fans and putting them together to create some fan Frankenstein, and I still know more than the jabronis, but it is what it is. So, and what's crazy is, like, there's so many of us that are level-headed, that see the vision, that practice patience, and you got these jabronis and clowns out here that ruin it and spoil it for the rest of us. It sucks. It absolutely sucks that these people are literally making the rest of us look bad. But as God is my witness, till I take my last breath, I will drag them from one side of YouTube to the other, or from one side of Twitter to the other. Pick your platform. Facebook, what do you want? Facebook's the worst. Holy Jesus. Some of you, oh my God, just put the keyboard down. Cut off your fingers so you don't even have the ability to type anymore, and cut out your tongue so you can't do voice to text, because it's freaking embarrassing. And the worst thing is people think they know what they're talking about. Like I said, nothing worse than an idiot who thinks he's smart or knows what he's talking about. Anyways, I digress. Let's keep it rolling here. I'm going to save the Matt Miller one for last because it's very, very interesting. Matthew says he saw me at Walmart last night. Not me, bro. That was definitely not me. All right. So let's keep it rolling here. Yeah, exactly. We keep it gully over here, Justin. Like, I don't play games. You want that nice, oh, please, sir, can I have some more? Let me put on a smiley face. Go somewhere else, because I tell you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. All right? Just like I'm super transparent with it. So it is what it is. All right. Let's get into something that was interesting here from Jeremy Fowler. And I just, because I have this guy as my wide receiver 1. So Jeremy Fowler says Jaylen Waddle is the 3rd receiver off the board in a lot of mock drafts, 4th counting Kyle Pitts. But I've spoken to multiple NFL personnel evaluators who believe he might be the best overall playmaker in the draft. Not sure where he lands, but he could surprise. Oh, so hold on. Are you telling me multiple NFL personnel evaluators have the same evaluation as Reason? Is that what you're telling me, Jeremy? Is that what you're saying? Go figure that one out. My God. I'm just saying. I've been telling y'all, this kid is special, man. This kid is legit. That is why he was my wide receiver 1. And this guy can contribute on so many different levels to whatever team drafts him. It's just, I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on my boy Jaylen. Don't you dare sleep on my boy Jaylen, okay? This guy is going to light it up. All right? This kid is going to be special. I'm telling you, this kid is going to be special. Just saying, your boy Reason, wide receiver 1 on my first big board, how many weeks ago? Polished route runner, very good route runner. And here, oh, well, he only had a couple more yards than Devontae Smith this year, and they had the same touchdowns. Yeah, but he had 13 less receptions than Devontae Smith before he got hurt. So he was outproducing him in yardage and had the same amount of touchdowns on 13 less receptions. And I notice how these people who throw out these stats always leave the reception number out. Don't think I don't see you. Don't think I don't see you. And the reason why you leave that out is because that proves, go look at the yards per reception in the first 4 games. Waddle was blowing him out of the water. You want another good one? Waddle averages more yards per reception throughout his collegiate career than Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Devontae Smith, whoever Alabama receiver you want to name that's played with Jaylen Waddle. The only thing is, and where was he the year before? Guys, like Devontae Smith was already entrenched. Jerry Jeudy already entrenched. Henry Ruggs already entrenched. Like, Tua already had that level of trust. You can always tell people who have never played sports at a high level, or there's a level of trust you have. And when guys that have already been around and you trust them, you're going to go to them more. I mean, Jaylen Waddle was targeted the least out of him, Ruggs, Jeudy, and Smith when he was there. And it's not because of talent. It's because of what Tua trusted. Those guys were on the field more as well. I mean, this is all basic stuff. All you got to do is watch the tape, right? But every time he got the ball in his hands, he made something happen. Because Jaylen Waddle is special, man. And you know what's crazy? He might, and I've said this before, he probably might end up being the best receiver in this class. And he's going to go under people's nose and radar just because he had to battle an injury this year. If he wouldn't have been injured this year, Devontae Smith does not win the Heisman Trophy. I think we can all agree with that. Like, that's not even a debate. So people can try and throw stats all they want, but they always leave out certain ones because it doesn't fit the narrative. And that's why I don't see those reception numbers being thrown up there. All right? Because Waddle was doing more with less. You can lie to yourself all you want. So he can play at that speed much better than Ruggs can. He's a way better route runner than what Ruggs is. He understands pursuit angles much, much better than what Ruggs did. The guy's polished, man. People need to stop sleeping on this kid. All right? The fact that he got his foot injured is going to be a blessing for some team, because if they think like some of these people out here and they pass on him, oh boy. So, yeah. So Jaylen Waddle could be the first receiver off the board, according to Jeremy Fowler and multiple NFL personnel evaluators. I'm just saying. I am just saying. So y'all already know where you heard that first, and that was right here, baby. All right. Now, a little interesting tidbit from Spotrac that I got to talk about that came out not too long ago. In fact, it said potential NFL, and this was on April 12th, right? So this was just yesterday. Potential NFL trade candidates. Orlando Brown, we know. Devin Singletary. That continues with my narrative that they're taking a running back high, guys. I've been saying it, and y'all have seen that they want Najee Harris, and they've been interviewing Najee Harris. I ain't lying to y'all. I can read between the lines. There's one thing I know in this game. It's the draft. All right? Teddy Bridgewater, obviously. Njoku, obviously. Xavien Howard. I mean, Gilmore, we had an inkling because last year they tried to trade him. N'Keal Harry, we've all heard about the rumors. Zach Ertz, we all knew. Garoppolo, wow, we all knew. Brait is a little bit of a surprise, and Landon Collins is a bit of a surprise. But Xavien Howard, guys, I've been telling y'all for some time. Remember, The first person who laid out trying to dangle him in front of the Dallas Cowboys for the number 10 pick was moi over a month ago when me and EM were up there. We're up here. All right. So I'm just sitting here saying, you know, I've been telling y'all for weeks and weeks, it's odd that we all know he wants more money. We all know he made an agent change to a guy who's known for getting players paid, specifically outside of Miami. When you go look at Paul Soliai and Olivier Vernon, but we haven't even heard they've sat down at the table. We haven't even heard that they're far apart on numbers. We haven't even heard that they're close on numbers. And what are they going to do? What are they going to do if training camp comes and he decides he's going to hold out and the draft is passed? Listen, I've brought the prospect list up twice. I brought it up when I had Houts on and Sorty on the show. And I brought it up about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, to show all y'all. Asante Samuel was on it, Rondell Moore, Elijah Molden, Greg Newsome was on it. There was a lot of corners. There's 5 or 6 corners on that list. And when you talk about Greg Newsome and Asante Samuel, those are high second, maybe back end of the first guys, depending on how the board falls. I'm just saying, something is amiss in Dolphin land regarding this. So it's just eerie. Usually when it's quiet, that's not a good sign. Then again, it's not a good sign that comes out that they're far apart of money, but here we are. Will Slater donates $5. He said, how about Xavien Howard for Odell Beckham Jr. and late round pick compensation? No thanks. I want nothing to do with Odell. Listen, if you've been listening to me since I was at TD Finn's Talk, before I started this channel, what I've been saying. When people were trying to bash Baker Mayfield, I was telling everyone, yo, this kid's good. You don't just lose what he had in the rookie season. But I said the problem is Odell and at the time, Freddie Kitchens. I said he's got a poor coach, a guy in over his head. I said now he's got Odell. The problem with Odell is he almost because of constantly da in a quarterback's ear, he almost makes it a habit of, oh, if he's got a half a step, I'm throwing him the ball. Bad habits. Reluctant to come off that Odell read to your next read because that guy wants the ball. And I've been saying that since they got Odell and Baker struggled with Freddie Kitchens in the year 1. And I was saying they need to get rid of him. And then what happens? Odell gets hurt and Baker Mayfield starts looking like his old form again. Odell is better handled with a veteran. That's why Eli knew how to handle him. Eli knew how to deal with that kind of ego. I don't think Tua is there yet, right? I don't want to bring him in with a young quarterback. Now, if we had an Aaron Rodgers, if we had a Tom Brady, a Matt Ryan, a Matt Stafford, hell, if we had traded for Deshaun Watson, a guy who's been in the league for some years right now and is turning into that veteran or is already that veteran, then yeah, I would be more down with Odell. But right now, I do not want a player like that stunning the growth and development of my quarterback's processing and rolling through his reads. And I feel like Odell did that to Baker, and he would do that to Tua. So I want nothing to do with OBJ at this stage right now. Shout out to Irving for the $2 donation. Appreciate you, homie. All right. So before we get into the mock, let's get into one little extra tidbit here, which I think is super, super interesting. So let me bring that up right now. And this is from Matt Miller. You have to be a subscriber. Again, shout out to Miami Alejandro on Twitter, the homie. He shared it with me just so I could share it with you guys tonight and we could go over it. Again, after we do my mock, I'm going to open it up for you guys because I want to hear your thoughts on my mock, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So this is very, very interesting stuff, though. So let's bring this up. So this is from Matt Miller, his scouting report today, which, again, you have to be a subscriber. So you don't need subscribing to him. So anyways, Miami. The expectation is that Miami will draft the best pass catcher. Notice I didn't say wide receiver on the board or trade out of the pick to a quarterback needy team. But one thing I heard earlier this week has made me think they could go another direction. Head coach Brian Flores is rumored to love Penn State linebacker Micah Parsons. Oof. So number 6 overall may seem early for him based on some mock drafts, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins went linebacker either here or after a trade back. They also have the pick 18 overall in the first round, and the word around the league is that defense will be the priority there if a pass catcher is selected first. So a lot of stuff to uncover here. 1, Micah Parsons at 6. I don't see it. If they want to trade back because a quarterback falls, then I could see them taking that, taking Micah Parsons. I mean, I've said up here, numerous times that Micah Parsons is a Brian Flores player. I've said numerous times he's a top 5 talent. No question about that. All right. I was the first person to mention him again in this community last year when I was on TD Finn's Talk. No one was talking about Micah Parsons. Your boy was. All right. So Micah Parsons at 6, I don't know if I see that, but if they trade back, then that makes a lot of sense, right? If they trade back to what 9, anywhere in there, the quarterback falls and what's it called, want to move back up, the Eagles, you know what I mean? But where are you going to move back to? What, 19 with Washington, 20 with Chicago? 50. I don't see us making a trade with the Patriots all the way back to 15. I think they want to stay in there, and I think they want to take a pass catcher. Now, I've been saying this also. If Parsons falls to 18, they're running that ticket up there. There ain't no doubt about that one in my mind. I've said I would take Parsons over any of my edge guys. I said I would take Parsons over the running back, clearly. I just don't know if I buy it at 6. But I mean, anyways, the other part here that we got to break down. They also have pick number 18 overall in the first round, and the word around the league is that defense will be the priority there if a pass catcher is selected first. What have I been telling y'all? What have I been saying? I do not think they are going running back at 18. I just don't see it. This is where Kwity Paye if he's there. Azeez Ojulari if he's there. Joseph Asai if they have a really high grade on him. That's where guys make sense. Micah Parsons if he falls. I don't think they're going to take JOK because of his size at 215. I don't see it happening. What if a corner falls? Because they're clearly in on the corner market right now. What if Farley's the move at 18? What if Horn slides a bit? I'm just saying. So, I think Parsons does make a lot of sense, as that Will or that Jack in this defense. Because as you know, the Will in our defense lines up in the middle a lot. So I think, and it'll free him because he'd be rushing or attacking the weak side. He won't have to go through traffic as much, and he won't have as many blockers to take on. So, I think he's a perfect fit, and he makes a guy like Baker expendable. You don't have to pay Baker. He's a far, far better version of what Jerome Baker offers you because Jerome Baker is just basically an off-the-ball blitzer. I think Parsons can give you more than just blitzing off ball. I truly believe that. So, these are the options right now. So I'm telling y'all, if they take that pass catcher at 6, I've been saying it. I think they're going defense at 18 because I don't believe them taking a bunch of offensive players in a row like they did last year, even though in my mock I had them taking 2 offensive players in the first round. But I was going to change that for the 2.0. So little bit of a spoiler there. So, yeah. So there you go, guys. There's some tidbits to unpack right now. So, Serge, Farley's slipping. He's not going in the top 12. Might not even go in the top 15. So I see us, I don't see us taking a running back there. So, yep. I don't see Parsons at 6 either. If they trade back, okay. But we'll see how that goes. If he can, if Parsons even can make it out of the top 10. But Parsons is a special spot. He's a top 5 talent in the draft. For sure. So, but I think a lot of people will be, including myself, will be mad if they pass up on a Penei Sewell, a Kyle Pitts, a Devontae Smith, Jaylen Waddle, even a Jamar Chase for Micah Parsons. So, yeah. Yo, Justin, Jamin Davis is my dude, baby. He's one of my draft crushes. I absolutely love that kid, man. So I've been like boosting that kid on Twitter on this channel. I love Jamin Davis. He's an absolute beast. All right. Now, without further ado, 45 minutes in, let's Serge, I think the Raiders are taking offensive line. They have to. They can't afford to not take offensive line. Go look at their center and the right side of their line. We'll talk about that in the mock. It's not good at all. It's not good at all. All right, so let's get in to my mock draft. All right, guys. So I'm going to full screen this, and I'm going to go through each pick I made. I'm going to give y'all a description of why I did what. And let's start off. All right. So the first 16 picks. All right. Here is my first 16 picks of my mock draft, as you guys can see. All right. So I got Trevor Lawrence, obviously going 1. I think that's the most obvious pick. Well, I think the first couple are, but the Jaguars, they get their signal caller of the future, and arguably the most coveted quarterback in the last few years, depending on who you believe or who you listen to. I think this pick is pretty much a no-brainer. Number 2, I got Zach Wilson going to the New York Jets, which I've been saying for quite some time. The Jets draft, who I've had pinned to them since the regular season. When people push back on me that they continue to build around Sam Darnold, eggs on your face right now, ain't it? Well, Sam's gone, and the Zach Wilson era will begin in New York, and I think 2 and 3 could flip-flop. Number 3, I got Justin Fields. The 49ers will be at Justin Fields' second pro day, and I'm not buying that Mac Jones hype, because not only do I not even have a first-round grade on Mac, but I think Kyle Shanahan is smart enough to know Mac is far more limited with what you can do at the position than Fields is. And I believe Justin Fields, his second pro day, guys, it is tomorrow. The Patriots are going, and so are the Atlanta Falcons. So, number 4, Trey Lance. I don't think Pitts is going number 4. Arthur Smith doesn't use a lot of 12-man personnel. They paid Hayden Hurst not too long ago. In fact, I believe that Sewell is more of an option, but recent reports say the Falcons are leaning quarterback, and considering it was, again, reported today that the Falcons will be joined by the Patriots and the 49ers at Fields' second pro day tomorrow, I believe quarterback is a real possibility here, and the most likely if they can trade back with Fields gone. Lance is an absolute great fit to be groomed under Matt Ryan. I don't think anyone is going to argue that fact at all. And if you do, I don't know why you're arguing. All right. This is where things start to get interesting. Number 5, Jamar Chase. Guys, I've been dug in that Chase is the pick here and not Sewell. And guess what? What did the Bengals do yesterday, guys? What did they do? The Bengals added Thaddeus Moss yesterday, the tight end who was with Burrow at LSU, and he was a top target for Burrow at LSU. So it's becoming clearly evident they want to reinvent some of that magic that was at LSU with Burrow. And I believe adding Chase to a wide receiver corps with T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, along with a running game involving Joe Mixon, gives Burrow a plethora of weapons and linemen can be had in the second and beyond. So I'm just saying, they added Thaddeus Moss yesterday. Jamar Chase, I think that continues the narrative I've been telling y'all. All right, number 6, the Miami Dolphins, Kyle Pitts. I was torn here because my heart says Penei Sewell. My gut says Devontae Smith, like I've been saying since they landed at 6. But my head is screaming Kyle Pitts here if they are going pass catcher. He fits that athletic profile you want in a pass catcher if you're drafting one high. And I'll say it again. I think he wins the Rookie of the Year if we draft him. All right. Number 7, Devontae Smith. The most wide receiver needy team in the draft is Detroit after they lost Galladay and Jones Jr. They fill that void with Heisman winner Devontae Smith, though it very well could be Jaylen Waddle here. That might switch in my 2.0. I don't know yet, but Jaylen Waddle, it's going to be one of the 2 Bama boys if this drops the way I have it dropping right now. Number 8, Penei Sewell. It just makes too much sense, guys. The Panthers invest in protecting their new asset, Sam Darnold, by taking the best tackle in this draft, who everyone knows I love. Pairing him with Taylor Moton is a great move considering the current left tackle is Greg Little, who is not a good pass blocker by any stretch of the imagination. So, Sewell makes a lot of sense there at 8. At number 9, I think the Broncos will work out a deal with Von Miller, like I've said, and like Ben Albright told me. But until then, Parsons makes a ton of sense, though. So does a cornerback here, which I was torn on taking. Also, if you listen to Ben Albright when he was on the show, they are the perfect candidate to trade back. But because no trades are allowed in this version 1 mock draft, they stay pat and take a top 5 talent in Micah Parsons. Number 10, Patrick Surtain. Jerry Jones, he loves big names. That's why I want to dangle Xavien in front of him. And what's hot, it's why he's publicly stated that he loves Kyle Pitts. But that defense still needs a lot of work. And by drafting Patrick Surtain, they pair him back with Trevon Diggs, reuniting the Alabama corner duo. Number 11, J.C. Horn, cornerback to the New York Giants. Horn to me is the best corner in this draft. And if Parsons was on the board, he'd be a Giant in my opinion. But he isn't. And so the Giants take Horn, bolstering their secondary that already has Xavier McKinney coming back, who they drafted last year, Adoree Jackson, who they got from the Tennessee Titans, and Jabril Peppers, upgrading from a guy like James Bradbury. I was torn here between Horn and Elijah Vera Tucker, who makes a ton of sense, but went Horn to bolster that lackluster defense. Number 12, Jaylen Waddle. When the Eagles traded back from 6, a lot of their fans were up in arms that they moved back from a spot where they could have landed a guy like Jamar Chase. But in this draft, Jamar Chase wasn't even available to begin with. So they looked smart and instead add arguably the fastest receiver in the draft and one of the most dynamic. Waddle will make an instant impact in the NFL as a receiver and returner. Just too bad Jalen Hurts is the quarterback in Philadelphia right now. Number 13, Christian Darrisaw. The Chargers have revamped their whole line by adding Corey Linsley and Matt Feller, and finish it off by adding Christian Darrisaw, a true left tackle who will be a day 1 starter and a bona fide stud in this league to protect Justin Herbert. Number 14, Rashawn Slater. And this is where it gets a little interesting. The Vikings can either replace Brian O'Neill at right tackle, which Rashawn has reps at, kick Slater into left guard because they drafted Ezra Cleveland last year as a right guard instead of a tackle, or slot him in as a starting left tackle since it's currently Rashad Hill. Either way, that offensive line needs to be upgraded for Kirk Cousins. I also think edge is a possibility at this pick too, but their offensive line, not good at all. Other than the center and the right guard, needs some serious upgrading. Number 15, Zaven Collins. Now, Belichick didn't seem impressed with what he saw in person with Mac Jones. And since a lot of people's comp for Collins is Hightower, why wouldn't New England take him? Another team that could possibly take an edge, and though they drafted Josh Uche, who I was high on last year, as well as Anthony Jennings, Collins is an upgrade over both. And having him on the inside with Hightower, who is returning or being groomed under Dante Hightower, is a scary thought, which I think Belichick may not pass up. All right. Number 16, Travis Etienne. This pick was made before the James Conner signing. All right. And I was torn between Etienne, who's a perfect scheme fit here, or a corner, but I went Etienne. So this may change in my mock draft 2.0. But if you've read reports that have come out today since James Conner was signed, the media has been adamant that the Conner signing will not stop them from adding a running back in this draft. So here, for this pick, I'll lean on that. All right? And then, now, guys, let's get in to the final 16 picks of my first round mock draft. All right. Number 17, Elijah Vera Tucker. The Raiders basically moved off the whole right side of the line and their center. Denzel Good isn't really what his last name suggests. Good. And Vera Tucker also has the ability to play tackle, though I believe, like Slater, he projects better on the inside. Either way, this is a big and much-needed upgrade for the Raiders' offensive line. Number 18, Tevin Jenkins, offensive tackle, Oklahoma State. My OT2 in this draft is Tevin Jenkins because I have Rashawn Slater projected as an inside guy. The Dolphins add a mean, aggressive offensive tackle who has some of the most impressive tape of any position in this draft. And guess what, guys? They've also interviewed Tevin Jenkins multiple times. All right? The Dolphins showed their hand as well with the Isaiah Wilson trade because I don't believe he was brought in to be a swing tackle or backup. With this pick, Hunt can now kick inside and Kinley can go to left guard, relegating Flowers to the bench until he's moved or released. Again, I think an edge could definitely be in play here, like I've been saying since free agency, that they should take an edge here. But Jenkins is too good to pass up, especially if the Las Vegas Raiders do not take him. Go watch his tape if you don't believe me. Go watch him against Joseph Asai. He absolutely pancaked Joseph Asai. And you know how I am on Joseph Asai. All right, number 19. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Sorry. I was going to take Mac Jones here, but after sitting back and taking in what friend of the show and my buddy, Matt Valdivinos from Pro Football Network has been saying in regards to Owusu-Koramoah to Washington, if he's available, I pulled the trigger and they continue to stack the front seven, having one of the best young defenses, not just the NFC, but the entire NFL. Number 20, the Mac Jones slide stops, ladies and gentlemen. The Bears are desperate for an answer at the QB position, and they find it, or so they hope with Mac Jones, as again, his slide stops. He can learn behind the red rifle, but eventually would overtake him by midseason if they do, in fact, draft him. Number 21, Azeez Ojulari, edge to the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts can definitely use an upgrade on the edge. And because of that, they draft my favorite edge player in this draft, Azeez Ojulari from Georgia, who is so versatile and can either stand up or put his hands in the dirt. Kwity Paye is definitely a possibility here if this board falls the way it has so far. Number 22, the Tennessee Titans. With the loss of Adoree Jackson in free agency, the Titans find his replacement in Caleb Farley, who has slid because of injury concerns, but will be ready by training camp. He's a day one starter in this defense and will definitely make an immediate impact. All right. Number 23, Kwity Paye, edge, New York Jets. The Jets could go with a weapon here in regards to a running back, but due to the fact that Sheldon Rankins is the player opposite of Quinnen Williams, Paye is not only an immediate upgrade, but the perfect edge for new coach Robert Saleh to pair with Quinnen Williams coming off that edge, posing a scary duo for the AFC to have to contend with. And now you guys would probably be like, yeah, I'll take Tevin Jenkins now that you see a guy like that. Go there. Number 24, Najee Harris, running back, Pittsburgh Steelers. I've been saying for quite some time that if the Dolphins don't take Najee, he won't get past the Steelers right now, who currently have Anthony McFarland Jr. as their best option at the position. The other thing is, too, remember, if you listened to me last week, not only did Najee confirm we've spoken with him, but he also confirmed that the Bills and the Steelers have spoken with him as well. So, yes, they could go OT here, but I think with Ben coming back as well as Juju, they want to make a run in Ben's potentially final year, so a solid running game is a must. Number 25, Christian Barmore. Last year, the Jags drafted Devon Hamilton, but need a clear upgrade over Taven Bryan, who really isn't that good of an option. And they get it with the best defensive tackle prospect in this draft, automatically upgrading their front seven. Number 26, Jaylen Phillips to the Cleveland Browns. Jaylen Phillips is an absolute freak, as seen on my Hedge big board, where he ranked number 2 on it. And concussion history aside, there's no denying the talent of Jaylen Phillips. Now, imagine he stays healthy and is playing opposite of Myles Garrett. Wow. They could have the most formidable pass rush in the AFC. Again, as long as Phillips stays off the IR. Rashad Bateman, number 27. The Ravens signed Sammy Watkins, and it's no secret they've been looking to upgrade the wide receiver corps. And they do just that with my man crush at the position, Rashad Bateman, who will absolutely flourish in that offense and give Lamar Jackson a true number 1 target he can rely on. Number 28, Greg Newsome. With Marshawn Lattimore in legal trouble, and their other cornerback options being Patrick Robinson and Keith Washington Jr., the Saints find themselves in a precarious position, but will fill the void with my man crush cornerback in this draft, Greg Newsome II, who will step in and contribute right away. If Lattimore gets cleared too, pairing Newsome with him is again another scary combo, yet this time at cornerback. And I think they would have one of the best cornerback duos in the league if that happened. Number 29, Terrace Marshall Jr. The Packers finally add a weapon to Rodgers' arsenal in the first round with Terrace Marshall Jr., who can stretch the field vertically and really give defenses fits being paired with Devontae Adams. Rondale Moore makes a lot of sense here to upgrade the slot, but Terrace Marshall Jr. could be this year's DK Metcalf, like I've been saying, and if so, then the Packers strike gold not only for Aaron Rodgers, but also Jordan Love when he takes over eventually. Number 30, Javonte Williams, running back to the Buffalo Bills. McDermott was clear that they would be upgrading the running back position even after taking Zach Moss last year and Devin Singletary the year before, and Javonte Williams does that immediately. If you also remember what I showed you guys from Spotrac earlier, Devin Singletary could be on the trade block. It's a scary thought to think what that offense would be with a runner like Javonte Williams added to it. And in this mock, it becomes a reality for the AFC East to contend with. Number 31, Sam Cosmi to the Kansas City Chiefs. With both Fisher and Schwartz handed their walking papers, the Chiefs need an offensive tackle badly. Cosmi can play either left tackle or right tackle for the Chiefs from the first day he steps on the field at training camp. One of my personal favorites of this class, Sam Cosmi is too good of a fit for the Chiefs to pass up here. Number 32, Levi Onwuzurike from Washington to Tampa Bay. The Bucs don't need linebacker help. They don't need edge help, safety help, or O-line this high, and clearly don't need weapons. What they do need is either a corner, which I don't think there's any value this highly with how this board has fallen, and interior help on the defense because Vita Vea has battled injuries. Sue is back on a 1-year deal, and Golston is just okay. Levi Onwuzurike is a guy who can replace Golston or Sue long-term, and even though he's a little bit undersized, he's plays nose tackle a bit in college, and he can kick in if Vita Vea gets hurt. So that is my mock draft version 1.0, just doing the first round, no trades. And then, like I said, either the week of the draft or the week before the draft, I'm thinking the week of the draft, I'll be coming with my version 2.0. And what I'll be doing is, again, hand selecting all 64 picks. All right. and I'll do 2 rounds, and there will be trades. I already have some trades up here in mind that I'll be doing. So that is, yeah, Keith Smith knows what's up. Just seen Tevin Jenkins film. Dude's a beat. He's a monster, bro. If you guys don't have time, go watch Brett Coleman's latest video on Tevin Jenkins, where he calls him I think it's called like the angriest man in college or something like that. Go check out Brett Coleman's video on Tevin Jenkins and then come back and talk to me. So version 2.0 will be 64 selections, all hand-picked. So you get the first 4 picks, and there's going to be changes because there's going to be trades. And there were some players I was torn on. Should I take him or should I take this guy? Probably going to go the opposite just to switch it up. You might even have a switch at 6. So, yeah, I will. That'll be probably the week of the draft. Like I'll do it the night before the draft, Wednesday night, or it'll be the week of the draft, Wednesday night, because the draft's on the 29th. I might do it on the 28th, or I might do it the week before. So which is next week. So we'll keep a lookout for that. I'll keep y'all posted. Yeah, guys, that's my mock. Again, tomorrow night, I'm gonna open it up to you guys. Again, tomorrow night, I'll be dropping my running back big board. I just gotta finish off the actual video portion of it. And then Thursday, me and Neil Driscoll will be live around 9:00-ish. And we will be doing a dueling mock draft. I'll be doing the evens. He'll be doing the odds. And we'll do, I think we're only going to do 1 round. We might do 2. But we'll let you, I'll keep you guys updated on that, on exactly how that's going to go down. But, I'm pretty happy with that mock. A lot of it makes sense. You know what I mean? So, again, like, we took Tevin Jenkins. They've interviewed him multiple times already, and you're not getting him in the 2nd round. And they've already shown their hands that they're willing to upgrade that right tackle position with Isaiah Wilson. Now, the Raiders could very well take him instead of Elijah Vera Tucker. So, I mean, that's something you have to, keep an eye out for. So, and, the people who are saying they don't like the Jenkins pick, you haven't watched them then. If you've watched Tevin Jenkins, you'll know why he's my OT2, because I got Slater in line as a guard. So I'm dropping the link now for anyone who wants to come up here. You want to talk your mock drafts. You want to talk mock drafts in general. I appreciate you, Ron. I try to be as realistic as possible. Even with the trades, I'm going to be realistic. I have a couple in mind already, but they're going to be realistic. I'm not going to do stupid trades. So I'll tell you one thing, we're not trading back from 6. So Florida born, how's it going? Red comment, what's going on?
What's up?
Will, how are you doing, bro?
What's up, kid? How's it going?
Not too bad. How are you guys doing tonight?
Awesome. Great. I want to say your mouth to God's ears, bro. If that's our first round, I'll be jumping for joy. If that's Pitts and Jenkins, that would be absolutely lovely. That would be a beautiful thing.
Oh, bro, it'd be kind of crazy taking tackles 2 years in a row at 18.
Yeah, and it makes sense as left tackle and right tackle bookends, I think.
Yeah. So, what were you gonna say? I think Florida born. You're gonna say something?
Yeah, I had a question. Okay, we're there at 6. That was my question. How sold are you on the Panthers taking Penei?
Pretty sold. Greg Little's not good at all.
Because I was going to say, if we're sitting there at 6 and Penei's falling, how would you feel like the Dolphins trading X for that 10th pick to possibly pick up Penei Sewell there at 10?
Yeah, if he's there.
But see, if you're thinking the Panthers, that wouldn't work then if the Panthers were to pick him up there at 8.
Because what makes sense for the Panthers, really, right? Like, if Pitts is there, that makes sense. Or other than that, a left tackle. Like, I don't know if you know who Greg Little is, but he's not very good. So, and then you pair Penei with Taylor Moton. That's they got to protect their asset now, right? They don't have a good guy there to protect the blind side of Sam Darnold right now. So it just makes sense to me. That's why I went that way.
Do they have any weapons at receiver now that they got rid of Samuels?
Yeah,
Curtis Samuel?
they got DJ Moore. And I think Robbie Anderson's there as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know in this
It would make sense because they don't really have a tight end that'll open it up, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
God, I hope we get Pitts at 6, man.
Same.
I think they have something up their sleeve as far as a trade up as well. I think you're right, Reason. I think it's time for them to stop letting the cards fall where they may as far as letting the draft come to us. I think it's time to use some draft capital to really attack and get their guy. And I just hope Greer's got something up his sleeve, man. Like if we take a Pitts at 6, I hope we use some of that draft capital to pop right back into the top 10 and grab Sewell also. I know that limits our ability to then draft defense, but man, that eliminates a huge hole at right tackle. It'll improve the running game huge, and then you got that monster pass catcher in Sewell. Our offense goes and just grows by leaps and bounds with those two guys if they would do something like that.
I think Justin Moss has. Hold on a sec. I think Justin Moss has nailed it. He's not getting past 6. Chargers may trade up at 7 to get him, and I actually believe that.
That's a fact.
That was one of the trade scenarios I'm going through for mock draft 2.0 because I've heard the Chargers would love to reunite him with Justin Herbert. Anyways, go ahead, Red. Comment. My bad.
So I'm saying if we get Tevin Jenkins at 18, we could trade up to 22 and get Najee right in front of the Steelers.
Yeah, they could. I'm gonna hit y'all with a dose of reality. Don't be surprised if they sit back and they wait on a guy like Michael Carter.
I hope not.
I hate that we have like you said, Reason. I hate that they have pigeonholed themselves into this position and didn't go out and get a running back in free agency.
Yeah, I don't think they're taking a running back at 18, guys. I've been saying this for a while now. I just don't see it.
No, I like that Tevin Jenkins. As much as I love Najee, like Pyro, just that Tevin Jenkins is better as a whole because it fills multiple needs.
Yeah, and not enough people. I'll talk about it in my big board when I do it tomorrow. Just a little bit of a tease of how I started off because my evaluation of Kenneth Gainwell, because y'all know how I feel about Kenneth Gainwell. That's my man crush. But I said, my basic opening line is my man crush at this position of the draft. And if he had tape this year, he may even be higher on this list, as I think Gainwell has all the tools to be a very special player at the next level. And Dolphin fans are so infatuated with Harris, Williams, or Etienne that they should consider themselves lucky to have a guy like this suit up in the aqua and orange. Kenneth Gainwell is a perfect fit for what we want to do. He's a great pass catcher, great vision, patience at the line of scrimmage, can run the football well. Like people need to get in their mind that there's guys beyond the top 3. Now, do I personally want them to get one of the top 3? Yes. But if they don't, there's still Gainwell and Carter. You know what I mean? Sermon is kind of a fit with what they want to do. That power back.
I love Sermon.
Ramondre Stevenson is kind of a fit. You got Kylan Hill later on that you can get Khalil Herbert. Like there's guys, Jared Patterson, if you want to go late. Like there's still guys available, but I get everyone wants one of the top 3, and I get it because I'm there too.
I love Gainwell too, but you don't think the Jets will possibly make a move on Gainwell?
I think the Jets could make a move on Najee Harris at 23.
Okay.
You want me to hit you with something? If he's there now that James Conner has gone to Arizona, I wouldn't be surprised if he's there. Travis Etienne at 25 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Even though they have James Robinson, I've been hearing that pairing Trevor Lawrence and Etienne is something the Jags are seriously considering right now.
That'd be smart.
That makes sense.
They love their running backs.
And they want to make him and the basis is they want to make him as comfortable as possible in the backfield. Yeah, I've been hearing this. I heard that last week. So, I mean, what do you do with James Robinson then? Because you can get something for him. But, hey, what's going on?
They trade up for a running back now.
Yeah, I know, eh? What's going on, Jimmy? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. If you guys can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly, bro. I like your picture.
Yeah, it's the picture from the Xavien's rookie season when they had him at like the 115th best corner in the NFL.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Hey,
It reminds
Crawl
me,
on that
Noah
one.
Igbenogany can he can improve. But
Oh yeah. The tools are
I
there.
just wanted to say, I really, after last season with the 18th pick and the Igbenogany pick, I don't really want. I feel like Greer sort of panicked in those kind of positions. To be honest, not that they're going to be bad players. I think they're going to be good players. That being said, I want I want two upper echelon guys. I want, two guys from the group of, Pitts, Waddle, Smith, Chase, Parsons, Sewell, Slater. And if one of those guys is there at 12, 13, 14, 15, which one of them will inevitably be, then I really would love to see us move up, because I don't want to pigeonhole ourselves again at 18 and have another panic pick.
Why do you want?
This is a great position run with a bunch of capital, with a bunch of great players that are non-quarterbacks at those spots. I just want us to really act on that and get the guys that we want.
What do you like about Slater so much?
I mean, listen. Slater to me is in that same category, and you're probably not going to agree with me, of Wirfs and guys like that. I think he's fantastic. And I think the same with Sewell. I think they're both going to be fantastic players. And I think the same with Parsons. I would love Parsons. And I saw the report today that Flores might be infatuated with Parsons. I want guys like that. I don't want to sit at 18. And I know Tevin Jenkins is going to probably be a great player. But, I want someone that's like, those guys to me are almost guaranteed. So, I don't know.
I think Slater is more of a guarantee on the inside than he is as a tackle.
Oh, that'd be fine with me. Listen, man, guards are my brother's going D1 as a guard. Guards are incredibly important.
But my thing is we have our guards. I think Hunt is best suited as guard, and Kinley is best suited on the left side as natural position. I want a true right tackle. And that's why I selected Tevin Jenkins, because he's about as truest as you can get at that position. And he's my OT too, man. I have Slater projected on the inside. I don't have him projected as a long-term solution as guard. Like when I had Ryan Roberts on the show, Ryan Roberts does a podcast with a guy who's been a scout in the NFL over 20 years. And he hadn't watched tape on Rashawn Slater yet. So he told Ryan, explain to me, break it down to me, what's Rashawn Slater, what's his strengths, weaknesses. So he explained on him how he's better on cutback blocks, et cetera, et cetera. And he basically said, you're describing to me a center. You're not describing to me a tackle. So now, obviously, he's got to watch the film to back up with what he's saying. But I agree with that. I think Rashawn Slater, long-term projection, I think he's going to be on the inside. So I know Sewell's got 33 1/4 arms, and Rashawn's got 33-inch arms. My thing is, he's got 33 1/4 arms to Sewell, but he's got a whole hell of a lot more power than what Rashawn Slater does, and he's only 20 years old. So I think Rashawn Slater, obviously, his clear advantage when you compare him and a guy like Sewell is his technique's a little bit more polished, obviously. And everyone goes back to the Chase Young tape, but I've watched that game. He didn't he dominated a few reps, but Chase beat him good a few times. He handed him his ass a few times, and so that's what I'm saying. People are cherry picking a few reps out of that game and saying, "Oh, like I had an argument with someone today, competition." Yeah, but Mitchell Schwartz, he's the top 3 right tackle in football. Where'd he come from? Pac-12, right? Like Matt Khalil, formerly of the Minnesota Vikings, before the injuries piled up, he's one of the best tackles in football. Boom. Pac-12. Alex Mack, a top 10 center in the NFL. What happened? Pac-12. So people are all in this competition, and I had some guy say I had to block because he didn't want to hear it when I was showing him the reps against Derek Brown. Derek Brown was drafted 7th overall. And there's one specific play in the run game. I believe the snap's on about the 21, 22-yard line. Sewell drives Derek Brown to the 10-yard line. Just pushes him all the way back, man. So, I think, but I do think Rashawn Slater can play tackle. I just think it goes back to my hunt. You know what I mean? I think, yeah, he can be an okay tackle, borderline good tackle, but I think he can be an all-pro guard.
Yeah.
And that is where, that's what separates those guys from me. So, but I like Rashawn Slater is my number one interior guy. So I like the kid. I just think, here's my thing. I think he's living a little off of Daniel Jeremiah's hype.
Yeah, I agree.
110%. So no one even had him in the conversation until Daniel Jeremiah started hyping the kid up. And then it was Rashawn Slater this, Rashawn Slater that. So, and I just go back, hey, I got into it with Clump. I'm not a huge Daniel Jeremiah fan. Just not. And, Daniel Jeremiah, he's the one who told everyone that Drew Lock is the next Patrick Mahomes. How's that working out, right? So
that's funny.
Yeah. So, I think, you got to put Tevin Jenkins in that top tier. I mean, he's a really good player, and if you haven't watched him, I implore you, just go watch the Texas game. Just go watch what he does to Joseph Asai. Puts him on his ass, and I love Joseph Asai. Anyway,
so then would you rather see us use some of the draft capital we have to, let's say we do get Pitts at 6, dream come true for me. Okay. Would you rather see us, if the next pick is going to be a right tackle, would you rather see us just wait for Tevin Jenkins and draft him at 18, or would you rather see us package some picks and go up and get Sewell?
I would go up. I would go up and go get Sewell.
Yeah.
But I don't think they will.
Yeah. It's just tough, you know what I mean? Because I think 18 and 36 gets it done, gets us back into the top 10 and gets us Penei Sewell. And then at 50, you could still grab a running back. You still grab a pass rusher. And then, whichever one of those two you don't get, you can grab at 50. I just feel like it's just tough because there's 4 positions that I feel like we have to address. I feel like we have to address pass catcher. I think we have to address edge rusher and running back and right tackle. I feel like those 4 positions we have to address.
I agree.
Yep.
And EJ, I don't think Spencer Brown's going to be there at 81. He's my OT5. The kid's an absolute stud. He had a freakish pro day. I don't think he's going to be there at 81. If he's there at 81, run that card up to the podium. Don't even think about it. So, no, I agree. You know what I mean? Pass catcher. I'm probably my next mock going to take an edge rusher. So just because I think Tevin Jenkins in my next mock is going to go before the Dolphins pick again at 18. I could see them getting aggressive for the running back, though. I could see them trading back up if a run starts, trading back into the 20s with that 36 pick and trying to go get and when I do my trades in the mock draft, I will tell you guys exactly what a team trades. So, and it's going to be realistic. It's not going to be like, we gave our 36 or 5th and a 6th and we moved up to, 22. So, but you got to find, the thing is, as much as everyone wants to trade up, you got to find someone willing to do that.
That's right.
But the Titans willing to do that, though?
I don't know, because if a guy like Caleb Farley slides and they lost to Dory Jackson, that might be too good for them to pass up unless you overpay.
And then we got the Jets.
They ain't going to do a deal with us, let's be honest with ourselves, or they're going to squeeze us.
Could you see the Colts? Because I just think
that's
the Colts
the team I would target.
They're almost like set in every.
Because they can get an edge at 36, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just like, Washington, I've been hearing rumbles that Washington's looking into trading up to 4 right now.
That would be insane.
Man, I hope
you know
so.
How much that'll cost?
Yeah, 3 first.
To move from 19 to 4?
Whew.
It would be their 19th, the 19th, and then the second rounder this year, and then probably the next 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Or give them Chase Young.
But they got Fitz. So Lance or whoever, or Fields, whoever's there, can sit behind Fitz.
And Taylor Heineke, don't forget him.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. Hanky. I don't know what his chances are of being anything at this level, man.
I mean,
What did the Falcons give up that year to move all the way up? Did they move up for Roddy White or Julio Jones? I think it was for Julio. Didn't they go something ridiculous? Wasn't it from like 24 to like 7 or something like that? They moved up something absurd or even higher than that. I forgot. If somebody could look it up. Like they moved up a lot. They moved up like 20 picks for Julio, I believe, right?
You see.
And I don't know what they gave up, but it would have to be something similar probably for Washington there.
Boy, that worked out for them though. Julio Jones.
They should have won a Super Bowl with him if they didn't stop running the ball in the second half for no reason. I know.
Yeah, you're right. They made a trade with Cleveland, the 26th, all the way up to the 6th.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
wow.
Crazy.
Let me see if I can find what the actual trade was.
Compensation. Of course, Cleveland.
I know, eh? Imagine if they had. Oh my god! All right. Okay, here we go. 6 picks.
Wow. They love Julio.
How many first?
I'm going to tell you right now. So, okay. Okay, so Atlanta had the 27th pick or whatever. But the Browns so the Browns got that 27th pick, a 2011 second round, and a 4th, and then a 2012 first and a 4th. So there you go. They basically got a first, a second, and a 4th in the draft year, and then they got a 1st and a 4th for the next year.
Okay, that's not crazy.
That's not bad.
It's not that bad.
That's why. I mean, listen, that was 10 years ago. Well, I guess like 12 years ago or 11 years ago now.
No, it's 10. Yeah, it's 10 years ago.
And so, this is why. Look, it's all great to trade down and acquire picks, but at some point you got to get studs. At some point you got to get superstars, and like that move obviously paid huge dividends for Atlanta. And what the hell did Cleveland end up doing with all those picks that they traded down with? You know what I mean? It must not have. So you got to know how to draft. You got to get studs at some point. I think it's time for us to get our studs. I really do. I think
they traded up to 21 to draft Phil Taylor, defensive tackle from Baylor.
Oh, great. I mean.
And then in 2012, let's see who they drafted in the first, because I don't care about the 4th round. Well, let's see who they drafted in the second, actually. And then in the second, they drafted Greg Little, wide receiver, North Carolina. And then in 2012, like Atlanta's absolutely laughing so far. Yeah. They drafted Brandon Whedon.
Oh my God. I actually wanted him, which is sad. I thought he was going to be good. I was completely wrong, but I actually wanted him that year, but I thought he was going to be better than Tannehill. I was completely wrong, but yeah, that's a great pick. Great job, Cleveland. That's
I know. So Cleveland.
It's just so it's like I said, man. It's great to stockpile picks. It's great to have a bunch of draft capital, but at some point you got to use it. And I feel like this is a year where, look, we have needs at pass catcher, we have needs at tackle, we have needs at pass rusher. I feel like, especially in the first round, there's not an elite pass rusher, but there's some really nice pass rushers. Ojulari and Osai and Pay I think are great guys that have a lot of upside. There's a couple of great.
How are you gonna leave out my boy Phillips? How are you gonna leave out my boy
Jaylen Phillips? Jaylen, absolutely. I'm a big fan of his as well. This is the year where we could draft 3 times in the first round by trading up, and if we could end up with guys like Pitts, Waddle, Phillips, etc. Again, we'd be leaving out the running back if we did something like that. But I feel like you can get it back later. It's just how I feel about it. I love Sermon, man. I think might be able to get Sermon round 3. I love that kid. I know he's got some injuries, but I love Sermon.
I like the Michael Carter.
Me too.
I mean, that'd be great. You know, he's already used to the running back by committee. I think him and Gaskins would be great together. That's my opinion.
I agree. I mean, the point is that this draft, I feel like, is just so hard to screw up. Like there's so much talent in this draft for us at positions of need. Let's just not screw it up, please, for the love of God. You know what I mean?
Hold on a sec, guys. What's going on, Show? What's going on, Mister? How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, what's happening?
How you
Just
doing?
listening to all the knowledge, man. Loving it. And I love the mock. I love the mock.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. It's
Sorry
kind of
to-
funny. Yeah, go.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just it's a varying opinion that our O-line's fine. You know what I mean? So I'm hearing a lot of that. You know, like, let the guys grow. It's a young O-line. It is a young O-line. You know, there's 3 rooks on there, but it's kind of, the hit on all 3 rookies is tough, right? You know, that they're all going to pan out. And then you got the center, right? Position, you got Flowers. So I don't know where that's coming from. A lot of people think that our O-line is fine. I disagree. You know what I mean? I disagree. You know what I mean? And so whether you want to leave Hunt at right tackle, I know there's various opinions on that. Then eventually look for a replacement for Flowers and a center. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I just, like I said, on other forums.
How long have you been watching the show? My show.
I picked you up probably this season, right at the end of the season. Yeah, not too long.
So did you miss my all 22 breakdowns with ball game over Tua?
No, I saw that.
Okay, here's my thing with the whole Robert Hunt debate.
Mm-hmm.
All these people have is what PFF tells them.
And I agree with you on Hunt, by the way. Just want to share that.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
But everyone just goes back to, in the last 6 games, he graded out as one of the better tackles. Okay, that's fine. Watch the tape, though. How many times off the snap? Yeah, worth a damn, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
How many times was he in to his lap? You need to find a guy who's a good to great pass blocker and who's good to great in the run game. You need both. You need balance. You can't Robert Hunt's solid run blocker, but he's shit in pass pro. You can't have that when you're dealing with the blind side, man.
Right. And if we leave Hunt to tackle, then we're not addressing Flowers at guard. If we keep Hunt to tackle, then that means Flowers is still a starting guard, which in my opinion is unacceptable.
And Kinley's playing out of position technically.
Yeah.
Because now he has to play right and lead with his right side when he's all used to leading with his left side.
No, I've watched everything you put out there. I don't miss a game, and I'm with you 100%. And it's just for me, man, I'm setting the old line for me over the years has been massively neglected by this franchise. That's how I feel, right?
Yes.
They'll throw a couple guys. I mean, after Bullygate, we lost like 3 guys, and then they draft a guy in the 3rd and 4th round and go sign out. I think it was Albert. Got the big left tackle. And
what did they do? What did
they
do? What did they do when they signed Albert, Show? Who did they draft? Laramie Tunsil, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We had an all-pro, Pro Bowl left tackle that we gave a bunch of money to, and they still went and drafted Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah. It's just been, it's been neglect. You know what I mean? I know it's different regimes and all that, but it's a sore subject for me. I mean, you cannot get any headway with any franchise if you don't have a decent offensive line. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to. I'm not saying we have to have the best offensive line in all football, but it has to be. We got to finish the O-line, man. That's just how I feel. But a lot of people think we're okay on the O-line. That's just going to grow. I mean, it's 5 spots, man. We might have 3 guys that might work out on the O-line, but we got holes in that O-line still, man. So
and what did Flores say in his? I always bring this up. What did he say in his press conference with him and Greer to end the season out?
They're looking to upgrade the O-line.
Yeah, and do we all sitting here today think Skur is the only upgrade he meant?
No.
And do we all up here think they were bringing in Isaiah Wilson to be a swing tackle or a backup?
No.
No, to me they showed their hand. Yeah, man,
Right.
they showed their hand with that move. I don't care what
Yeah.
anyone tells me.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be addressed with Penny Sewell at 6. I mean, I would love it because it does two things. We get another tackle and then we can slide hunt into guard, and that's like that's two upgrades for me, in my opinion. And then we're dealing with the center position, whether they tough it out with Dieter and Skura this year or we grab a guy in the second or third round. But anyways, that's it, man. I just wanted to get that off my chest, man. For years, even like Tannehill, 7 years, man, we left that guy hanging with bad O-line play, man.
Just that 1 year where we had Tunsil at guard, Albert, Pouncey. Jawan James.
Yeah, well, that was the year Ajayi
2016,
did really well,
right? Yep, 2016.
So
and look at what Ajayi did. You bring it up. So what did Ajayi do?
Yeah,
1,500 yards, baby.
Bro.
Yeah. And then it was funny. We had no depth back then, right? So that was like the one time when you put out your starting 5, they were pretty solid, man. It was
bro, the unicorn line, bro.
But then all of a sudden you lose 1, 2 guys go down, and there's just no depth, and that is what it is. But yeah, man, we've had some battle lines in this organization for the last 8 to 10 years. And it's just something, moving forward, man, it has to be addressed. And I just hope they don't get content and feel like they're good with this whole line. I don't think they are, because what they said, Flores and Greer said. But anyways,
bro,
I just want to get that off my chest, man. A lot of people think we're fine. And
I'm old school,
No,
bro.
we're not fine,
Me
you're
too.
right.
I'm old school. Games are won and lost in the trenches, bro.
Mm-hmm. And I know it's a different variance, like how to address it, when to address it. If they get a center, in the second round, or get a tackle. Like I said, it doesn't have to be Penny Sewell at 6. I love what you did in the mock, because you get such a value at Pitts, right? Like, this is like an unbelievable talent, but then you come back with a solid right tackle. That's best of both worlds. As opposed to grabbing Penny Sewell at 6, and then what do we end up at 18, right? You know what I mean? It's just, when you look at value and where you draft the guy, I thought that was a great combo.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I completely agree. I would love it if our first round that goes that way. And then if it does at 36, if the draft falls that way at 36, I'm either looking at a pass rusher there. I think that Osai and Perkins were still available in your okay, and Boogie Basham. So I'd look at those guys. But damn, man, Rondale Moore would be tough to pass up, I think. He'd be tough to pass up. And with Pitts and Moore, you're talking about a lot of speed on that offense. That'd be difficult to pass up.
Yeah, man. And then at 50, you take either your running back or you move up from 50 if someone's sliding, and then at 81, you hope a guy like Quentin Miners falls.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Woo! Man, that'd be nice.
That would be nice. I'd love to see a tackle.
I thought, and
then getting Quinn, that would be. I would be stoked for that.
36, like based off of what I did, 36, you'd come down to a tough choice. Am I dipping into the running back pool, or am I taking an edge rusher? Because you need both.
I'd have to go edge rusher in that particular situation. I just wanted to bring up also, we're talking about how, the offensive line on this team has been an issue for, somebody said 10 years. Man, I'm 33, and so I started to be like a real huge fan in about 2001 when I was like 13 years old, something like that. Bro, I still remember screaming at the top of my lungs at the TV at Seth McKinney, at Jamie Nails, at all these garbage offensive linemen in 2003, 2004. Oh my God, it was atrocious. It's been atrocious. It's been an issue for a couple of decades. And yeah, with a guy like a Tevin Jenkins or a Sewell in a round 1, I think finally we can solidify the line. And I think we can get by this year with a Skura and Dieter at center. I think we can get by this year. Ideally we'd address that, if Miners is still there in round 3. But I think we can get by there with those two guys. Just give me the right tackle, though. The right tackle you got to address.
Mm-hmm. What if a guy like Creed Humphrey staring you down the barrel at 50, though?
Oh God, yeah, that would be awesome. And that's just the way the board falls, right? Like your previous question, you got an edge or you got a running back at 36. Well, it depends on what edge and what running back, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's going to be an interesting draft.
Yeah, I can't
wait. You think there's more talent deeper in this draft than last year? I kind of do.
I do.
It's going to look like that because if quarterbacks go 1-4, yeah. Because there's even talk right now about Kyle Trask and the Saints.
Wow.
Yeah, he's trending a little bit.
Yeah.
Apparently he lost some weight. He was moving really well in his pro day.
My fifth quarterback isn't even Mac Jones or Kyle Trask. It's Davis Mills out of Stanford.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
Not
been a
enough-
hot
not
name
enough-
lately too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
started talking about him, man. That guy, you know what he is? He doesn't do anything elite, but he does like a lot of things really, really good.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, you know, like low floor but low ceiling. You know what I mean?
Solid.
Sorry, I'm
That's
sorry.
solid.
High floor, low ceiling. Yeah. So
Yeah, I've seen him mock to the Bucks at 32 just because he could sit behind Brady for a year or two, and he's a guy with
Yeah.
7 or 8 career college starts. So ideally, you'd like to sit him for a couple of years, but that would be an ideal situation for a guy like him.
bro, at 18, I'm taking tackle or an edge player.
Yeah,
I completely
think
agree.
so too. I think so. I know a lot of people want running back, and I get it, but that's just there's too many other positions of just value that's hard to land players. You know what I mean? Like I always tell people, like probabilities, right? It's like drafting a wide receiver in the top 10. You know, historically, they don't always pan out, right? But like a stud offensive lineman, the probabilities of them, having a good NFL career, I think are higher. You know what I mean? And you got to consider that when we're drafting. But like when you get to 18, edge and like a tackle, it's just teams are used to getting running backs later, right? Even though I know we all want a top running back, but you got to look at the value.
That's like what you said, Show. And if we get tackle, that fixes the tackle and the guard position.
Yeah, I would love that.
It's a ripple effect.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you get a lot of value
Honest
on
question.
the pick.
If ETN is out there at 36, do you pick him?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
And I think they will. They love that kid.
I think if Gainwell's at 36, you pick him.
It depends on who's there. I think if a top 3 backs there, I think it would
him.
be hard not to take one of the guys, right? Yeah.
I want Javonte. I want one of those 3 guys so bad, but I would understand why they don't.
Yeah,
and I would love Gainwell.
I would love Gainwell too. I just feel like he's more of a pick 50 target than a pick 36 target. I could see the draft panning
You know
out
what the problem
way
is?
that.
You know what the problem is? If all 3 guys are gone by 36, then Gainwell probably ain't going to be there by 50. That's the issue you're starting to run into now.
Yeah, I can see there being a run on backs or pass rushers there in the second round between 36 and 50, in which case would be hosed. Kind of a similar spot to where we were last year. We don't want to be caught there holding the bag again.
Bro, I've said it before. I'll stay by it. Last year they showed arrogance. They thought, Raekwon Davis was the pick, but if you actually look into what was going on, they wanted JK at that pick, and they thought JK was going to fall to them. They were just arrogant. You know what I mean? Like you can't play like that. My issue and why I've been saying be aggressive this whole time for a couple months is don't let the board settle it for you if you got guys you want.
Yeah.
You've accumulated all this capital.
Right.
Fucking use it, man.
No, because we could have Wirfs and JK right now.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't even have this problem.
You know what Jimmy Johnson used to say? A second round pick this year is more valuable than a first next year.
Yeah.
You know why he said that? Because you don't know where that first pick's going to be. And also, that talent that you draft in the second right now, guess what? They're already going to be a year deep into their career by the time you come around in the first round next year.
Yeah, like a second rounder this year is worth the first next year.
Yeah.
And then
exactly.
a third 2 years out. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't in love with the value that we got from the trade down because, we got a first rounder, but it's in 2023 now. And, that's essentially worth a third rounder this year. So I didn't love that. And I felt like if we could have gotten the second rounder this year, I would have been happier with that. And now, Kuiper had in Kuiper's mock draft today, he had us moving back up to
He's
number
a fucking
4.
idiot.
He's out of his mind. But that would just be that would make everything that we did utterly pointless in these moves. And I think maybe we are regretting it a little bit because maybe we're seeing Pitts' pro day and we're going, oh shit, what did we do? Because I don't know, man. I think it just made. I don't know if it was worth it because if we miss out on Pitts now, I don't know. I don't think it was worth it if we miss out on Pitts. I really don't.
I think they're content with. I think they're content with who they know is going to be there. And I don't know that it was Pitts. I mean, I'm not saying they don't go on Pitts, but I think when they made the move, they had another guy in mind. I just think
has to be. With the move they made, their philosophy has to be that they like 3 or 4 guys there, and they're happy with either one of them, whether it's like Chase, Smith, or Pitts, and they know one of those 3 guys is going to be there. But I just think Pitts does so much more for your offense right now than a guy like Chase or Smith does, especially day one. And I just feel like Chase and Smith, that they both have question marks. And like, there's no such thing as a perfect prospect. Obviously, Pitts could bust. It's possible. But I just think he's going to be an absolute fucking monster. I think he's going to use him to tear the cover off the ball. I think he's going to be amazing.
We just talked about what Atlanta gave up to get to Julio, right? Pitts is the closest thing to a Julio in this draft, bro.
Absolutely.
It ain't Chase. It ain't Smith. And Brian says if San Francisco in 23 finishes behind Arizona, Seattle, St. Louis, well, I think you mean the Rams or LA, that pick could be cash. And I agree with you. The problem is, you know what you're dealing with? You are playing with fire because you are giving them 2 years to get that quarterback right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's a pretty well-ran organization right now.
Yeah, bro. And Kyle Shanahan has a damn good offense.
Yes.
If he gets a Justin Fields in that offense, oh boy.
Forget it.
Man.
That could be a 14-2 team that year.
If they take Mac Jones, Brian, I'm all aboard your plane, bro. I don't buy that for an instant.
No, that makes zero sense. That makes zero sense. I just don't understand how these flipping analysts get these jobs, bro.
It's amazing how they hype the rookie quarterbacks, huh? You know what I mean? And just, they hype them so much.
Bro, I love Trey Lance. I've been talking about Trey Lance.
I like him too.
I've been talking about him for about like 14, 15 months if you go back to when I was on TD's channel. And bro, to me, that guy is like a top 30, top 25 guy. He's not a top 10 guy to me because he's what Jordan, like everyone knows.
Yeah, Jordan Love's a good comp, right?
Yeah, I loved Jordan Love last year. I was so high on Jordan Love, but I knew Jordan Love needed time. They're basically the same thing. Because Lance has only been playing the position for like 2 or 3 years.
And that's why he's perfect for Atlanta, man. Sit behind Matt Ryan. I mean, look at Green Bay, man. They drew the play up, man, when they did Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and now Love, man. It's like, why would you not do that?
There was a segment on NFL Network today that I did agree with, where they were talking about how the number 4 pick in the draft this year is like the most important pick because it's going to dictate where a lot of different players go. Like, because if they take a quarterback, then you got a lot of non-quarterback big playmakers, that are available there. But if they go with Pitts, then it kind of hoses us. So it really is going to dictate the way the rest of the top 10 falls. But man, if they take if the top 4 picks are all quarterbacks, I'm going to be jumping for joy because then I firmly believe that Pitts is going to be there at 6 because I agree with you, Reason. I think Chase is the foregone conclusion at 5. I think they're going to give him what he wants.
I think Sewell makes more sense at 4.
I mean, Sewell or
yes.
100%.
Yeah. I just don't see Atlanta taking Pitts when they got all that power.
Yeah,
they got all that firepower. They got Ridley, Hurst, and Julio Jones.
Yep. And you know what? If there was a Saquon type running back, that would make sense there because the running game needs upgraded. But if he didn't have character concerns, that would be a perfect landing spot for Micah Parsons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or if there was a transcendent edge, like if it was next year and Kayvon Thibodeau was coming out, that would make sense there. Or Booth, that would make sense there. I just don't, it makes Sewell because I don't know if you guys heard, but they're going to the pro day tomorrow of Justin Fields, Atlanta. And so is New England.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of a buzz about New England and Justin Fields, like a trade up.
That was Kuiper's mock again. I think Kuiper has the Patriots trading up to 10 with Dallas to get Fields.
He doesn't fall that far. He's crazy. If you
no way.
I don't think so either.
I still think he's one of the top 3.
He is. He doesn't get it.
Yeah, I agree.
Being quiet on him and the Niners.
Yeah, like him and Zach are neck and neck, bro.
Yeah, I think the Jets and the Niners, it's going to be whatever the combination is of Wilson and Fields.
I agree.
Yeah. Hey, Reason, I saw Brett Coleman's Tevin Jenkins video, The Most Violent Man.
Told you.
Dude, that guy should work for IHOP, bro.
That's a fun video.
That was a lot of pancakes I saw throughout that,
Bro.
that film.
He don't mess
Bro,
around, bro.
That guy is strong, bro. That guy's a monster.
And you look at him in his picture with his glasses on, you're like, who's this?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then he goes hits the field and he's a freaking bona fide killer. Shut
He
up.
looks like he scores like a 250 on his SAT or something, you know, high score on his SAT. And guy would destroy you on the field, man.
That guy has a like 4.8 GPA, 110%.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's a stud, bro.
The intro to that
my
video is
God,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
bro.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. My thing is, I think, like, listen, you guys, you've watched a little bit of him now, and you guys are like, oh shit, that makes sense.
Yeah.
People who are like, oh, they wouldn't take him. First of all, not only did I base it off of his talent and our need, we've interviewed him a few times.
Yeah, you said that. That's big.
Like, I've showed you all the prospect lists we've interviewed. He's right up there.
And he's a highly intelligent kid, man. I saw the film, and you could see him like picking up stunts. You could see him like picking up disguises and stuff.
And what can Hunt do? Hunt can't do either one of those to save his life.
None of them.
Yeah,
I could literally put a gun to Hunt's head and say, yo, a stunt's coming, pick it up or I kill you. And you would have a dead body on the field, bro.
No, bro, but the guy is, bro, and especially he's very athletic, more than they give him credit for. Dude, and he could get to that second level and destroy you, bro.
Bro, I love him, bro.
Oh my God, bro.
I love him, dude. And you see his pro day?
Yeah, bro.
His pro day was ridiculous. First off, shout out to Andrew William. He said, what is the reason drinking off draft night? I'm going hard on the Malibu rum. I'm going to be sipping on that Terramana, baby. That's what I'm doing. We're drinking the Rocks drink out here. So that's what I'll be sipping on.
Yeah, man, but we can get him at number 18, bro. That's such excellent value for that pick, bro.
Bro, he is an absolute stud, dude.
Nah, and he's athletic enough that you could use him in the screen game. He's perfect for what Miami needs, you know. Especially, he's an excellent blocker in space.
And again, another, oh man, he's such a stud, bro. Like,
oh man, bro. Yeah.
Like, oh my God, dude. Like, people just all I tell people, go watch the Texas game. That's all you gotta watch, man. Like, did you know he put up, bro? First of all, the guy ran a 4.9 140. Right? Okay. At 317 pounds, 6'5" and 7/8. All right. Yo, you want to know something else?
Jesus.
The guy put up 36 bench reps at 225 pounds, bro.
Wow.
Not surprised. Not surprised at all, bro. Just judging how strong he is, bro. It's difficult it's difficult for edge rushers to get leverage on him, to get like, he just overpowers them, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, bro.
That's freaking crazy to me to just be a workout at 225, to lift 225. Like, it ain't nothing like that. Yeah. That's nuts to me, bro.
Well, because of him, I've come around too, because I've been big on Penei Sewell. But, man, again, getting that.
He's the only tackle I'll accept that isn't named Penei Sewell in the first round.
I'm with you, man. I'm getting sold on that. And that's what I'm saying. So now you can go and get that, skill player at 6. Hope, we would all love Pitts. And then if we can come back to Jenkins, man, I would just love that combo. Love it. Yeah, that's a good combo there, Reason.
Bro, it would be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like,
that would be exciting. Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, I mean, the guy at 317 also had a 32.5-inch vert. Like, what is going on in this world right now, bro? His short shuttle was only 0.4 seconds slower than Chuba Hubbard.
What was his cone?
7.72.
How's his reach and arm length and all that? Solid.
77-inch wingspan.
81 inches.
That's good. That's
81 inches.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
33.5-inch arms.
Yeah,
so
fine. Solid.
That's
I'm sorry.
33.5 is usually like, you can get away with 33.25, but 33.5 is like, should be mostly people's bare minimum.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of guys. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. It's all right, brother.
There's a ton of just these freakish athletes in this draft. How much of that reason do you think of that has to do with the fact that all these guys worked out at home for their pro days? Because I don't think we'd be seeing all these like animalistic numbers at the combine. I don't know. I mean, obviously, guys are getting better as time goes on as far as their athleticism goes. However, I think that had a lot to do with them working out at home with their pro days.
Well, and I've also said this, bro. If me and you were at a pro day, Will,
yeah,
we could take each other into the bathroom and pull the needles out,
juicing,
and say, okay, let's go now, because no one's testing. Another thing, though, like aside from that little, because that's kind of a theory, a conspiracy theory, if you will. The other thing too, though, is all these guys don't have the interviews, the all the extra stuff they got to do, going to bed late. They're in a comfortable environment to work out and do what they got to do. So all that plays a factor. And, if you're comfortable, you're going to go out and probably perform the best you can. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that made a big difference this year.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just on their terms, kind of.
Exactly.
Right? They're working out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, for a guy like Rondale Moore, I don't think it makes a big difference with how much you can squat. And that dude's squatting 600 pounds at 5'9", 180 pounds, and that's absolutely insane. So
Dude,
I want that.
Devontae Smith has video out of squatting like over 500 pounds.
I heard that too,
Wow.
which is why, to your point, like
I'm surprised
I wouldn't.
his legs don't break.
I know it looks like he's got toothpicks, but he's so smooth, man. He would not be a bad consolation prize at 6 for me if Pitts is gone. I would love Smith.
See, my thing is, I don't know if you guys have watched a couple times where I posted that video of Devontae next to Justin Jefferson and then Jamar Chase on the outside. Bro, down to the legs, Jefferson and Smith look the exact same body type.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson's big year last year with Minnesota kind of gave me a red flag for Jamar Chase. Because I don't know if Jamar Chase was maybe just a product of the system, or maybe he was just benefiting from Jefferson's, big play at LSU, Terrace Marshall and stuff,
Rome says Jenkins might be the next Brandon Alberts, just a dog.
Hey, if he could, if he could stay healthy, because Brandon Albert couldn't stay healthy to save his life.
Yeah, near the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was like a perennial Pro Bowler before the injuries.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
that was Chiefs, right? The Chiefs, yeah, Kansas City.
Yeah. He was a stud. The guy was massive too. Pause. He was huge. Like,
yeah, he was a wall.
Yeah, man, he was ridiculous, bro. I loved that guy, man. That line and like putting Tunsil in that guard, like that left side was stupid. And Pouncey, well, that's the thing. When Pouncey could stay healthy, he was so good.
Yes.
He was like a top 5 center in the NFL, but he just could not stay healthy to save his life, man.
And
we'd always lose a couple of them, to injury, and then we just
I remember because Miami ran at that time. Yeah, Miami ran at that time like a zone blocking scheme, and the guy was so athletic, bro.
See, here's my thing. What do you do with a guy like Michael Carter, who, if you watch him, he doesn't look like he can fit a power gap. He looks like a zone blocking scheme runner. What do you do if you draft a guy like that? I had that in my evaluation.
Yeah,
because he's like the perfect zone runner. He's not a power gap guy, dude. The guy's 5'8". No. Like, you know what I mean? And he's got the effort there when he blocks, but he doesn't have the strength.
Yeah, especially as his runs are, they're to the outside a lot, and he's very fast, and they use him a lot in the screen game. So a zone blocking skill would kind of make sense for him,
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it could make sense for it could make sense for Miami because Miami might run a little zone blocking this year.
But it looks like they're building power gap.
Yeah.
Look at the size of all these guys.
Yeah, these are big boys.
Yeah.
Like Robert Hunt's not the most athletic. We saw it with Kinley. We're all hoping he sheds some pounds and he can pull better because he's not the most
looks
athletic.
like it.
Austin Jackson's
See you
really
guys
the
later.
only athlete. Have a good one, buddy.
Mhm.
I'm gonna end it soon, anyways. Austin Jackson's really the only athlete we have on there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Robert Hunt's definitely not an athlete.
yeah, not by any stretch of the imagination.
No,
right?
man, he couldn't even protect that edge, bro. It's just he was getting beat off, like especially in the Raiders game, bro. A smart guy did a 22 Robert Hunt at right tackle, and the
Yeah,
guy was
but did you
getting
notice?
beat,
Did
bro.
you know? Did you notice they were all in run sets? He didn't show any pass pro.
No,
Go watch
no, he didn't.
the clips because he gets eaten up in pass pro, bro. I was
Yeah,
like,
bro.
we're cherry picking here. Like,
And-
show me
yeah,
him in
and-
pass pro because he's a disaster.
Nah, dude, the guy has no good. Like his leverage is subpar, bro. He just gets pushed into into Tua a lot, bro. I saw that shit a lot, man.
Yeah. All right. We hit 2 hours. I'm gonna be back tomorrow night. I'm gonna be back around 8, probably around 8:00. Maybe 8:30, and I'll be doing my running back big board. We'll be dropping tomorrow night, and then I'll be back on Thursday with Neil Driscoll. We'll be doing dueling mock drafts after I finish recording the first episode of The Finish Line that's going to be debuting on Dolphins Talk, and then Friday is going to be an open show for everyone. All right, let's go through some final thoughts because a couple guys have dropped out, and I want to get out of here anyway. So,
Sure.
Show, let's get your final thoughts, buddy.
Just good content, man. Love it, and love the mock draft. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to getting that O line, once and for all, in a place where we can move forward, protect that young quarterback. Man, there's nothing like a running game and a good O line, so we could build from there. So I love the way we comboed Pitts and Jenkins in that mock draft. So hey, man, just loving watching the content. We'll keep us posted, and just can't wait till draft night, man. Fins up.
I can't wait either, bro.
All right, fins up the show.
Irving, let's get your final thoughts, buddy.
We got to secure that big. I think my favorite. I think the pick is in for me. I think it's Pitts. He's going to be perfect for what we're running on offense. That 12-man personnel play action, and definitely we got to. I think that Tevin Jenkins is a must at 18, bro. We got to kick Robert Hunt inside and protect that blind side for Tua. Hopefully, we can get a running back in somewhere in the second round. Other than that, we'll see.
I agree, man.
All right, fins up, man.
All right, boys. Have a good night. I will be back tomorrow night. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Pound that like button. Pancake it like your name's Panay Sewell or Tevin Jenkins. And I will see all y'all right back here tomorrow night. All right? Fins up, everyone.
Fins up.
All right.
Good night.
Take care, Reese.